Good evening. It's Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and it's Make It Monday. And I have some really cool ideas to show you today using some designer paper. Um, and I know a lot of you love black and white, and it is just stunning. And Stampin' Up! Always gives us the best paper, right? So I have some really fun things to show you tonight. Before I get started, though, we do have a countdown. We had a sale last week, and we had some free shipping. It was wonderful. And some of you placed orders. Thank you so much. So we are under $12,000. So we're doing one countdown tonight. I'll do one next week. So I'm doing the $13,000 countdown. And that item is the In Color Jewels. These are retired jewels, but they are still in colors, the current in colors. And they are so pretty. They're like rhinestones that are colored and just shiny and yummy. So look in the comments and you will see who won that. Usually what I do for this one is if you have purchased in the past month, you get in the drawing for those weeks of countdowns. Don't forget, anytime you place a $50 order, you also get in the monthly countdown. This month I'm giving away two free card kits. And in a second I'm going to remind you that our card kits are still on sale. Even though the free shipping is gone, our card kits are still buy one, get one half off. And I'm going to show you one of my favorites, which is one of the most expensive, and excited that it's back in stock, so you'll want to grab that one. Get one for yourself and one for a friend. Half off of your most expensive card kit, whichever one you choose. So let's flip over to my other screen and we will get started. All right, so the first, well, what I want to show you, I'm going to be using the Perfectly Plaid designer paper, and I put them all on the sheet so that you could see all the different papers, and that you can use them plain black and white, or you can add a pop of color. And I'm actually starting with this one because this is the last one I was working on, and I want to add some color to this one. But while I was going to color it ahead and just show you the card. But as I was coloring, I was finding some tips that worked good for me, and I thought they might help you as well. So I'm using the Orchid Oasis, and I'm starting with my light. And I found that if I just outline the bulb or the flower leaf petal, and then just sort of go in circles, and when I get to the end, I can leave a light space if I don't cover the whole thing, you know, or I can cover the whole thing, whichever. So you can see here, I pretty much covered the whole thing, but I realized that, oh, you know, sometimes leaving a little bit of white space gives that highlight, and it's helpful. So then when I added the shading, and I'm just going to add a little bit here, if you come in right away and color a little bit with your darker pen, you don't have to do any more blending than that. I'll show you on this bigger one. I actually think I was getting away with coloring the whole flower. And I was sort of just slopping it on, but trying not to go out over the edges, when I realized that if I come together in a circular fashion like that, everything is lighter here in the center, which gives that sort of highlighted look. So I thought, I don't know, maybe you know, don't have any struggles when you color with stuff, but, and then I just came in and threw in a little bit of the darker here at the base and between the petals, and voila. I just think it gave a stunning look. Oh, I see I missed a green here. I missed a stem. There we go. The whole thing I missed. Wow. All right, so that's Parakeet Party and Orchid Oasis. And I'm just going to stick that on a card base with Whisper White or Basic White and Orchid Oasis. And actually it looks really cool on the other side too. So then you have to decide which side you like. No, it's no contest. I'm sorry. Flowers have it for me. And I did put Parakeet Party ribbon on there already because I just wanted this to be quick and easy. I also am using the stamp set that it popped out at me as soon as I saw the catalog. Charming Sentiments, which comes with dies that cut out, and I think I showed this before, but they actually cut out the sentiment. So what I did when I got them is I pulled each one off and I stamped what it went with. It's very messy looking, but it helps me find the die a little quicker than if they're all piled together and I'm like, which one does that fit? Okay, so that might help you too. Okay, let me put this aside. So we have that card done. That's the most extensive, well, I wouldn't say the most extensive. I'm going to show you another really cool idea too. But I think before I finish, before I quit there, let me grab my take your pick tool here. It's stuffed back behind there. And we're going to add just a couple of these pretty in color gems, which my stick is not sticking. Of course, it's going to stick to the table. Come on here, buddy. Come back over. I'm having issues today, huh? I might do an orchid one as well. So there we go. We have a little bit of bling there. All right, I'll put that one aside. The next one I'll do is just the black and white. So I'm going to do a base of black, basic black. And see if I can get that lined up there. And then I'm doing a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of this paper. I'm going to try to give you measurements for some of these, especially the last one that I'm going to show you, which I had never done before. Then this one, this black piece is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. Okay, I apologize for the 8ths, but I only wanted just a hint of black behind this designer paper. So that means that this one is 4 1/4 by 3. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 3. So that it just cuts up that background a little bit so that this stands out a little more. And this is just the back of the other paper. And I could have saved some paper and just cut out the inside of this piece, which I just now saw. I'm trying to think which way I see my butterfly going this way, but my flower's coming this way. So I think it's going to have to go this direction. All right, and then I cut out this tag from our those new shape dies, and I am going to show you how these dies work. So I'm going to choose. I think I'll do Hey There. Is that Hey There? It's really hard to read these. Oh, that says What's New. These are backwards down. Here we go. Here's Hey There. Okay, and I'm going to stamp that in black. Let me grab. I usually have to rough it up a little bit before I stamp it for the first time. And then I'm going to use my dies. And I think I forgot to bring my Post-it tape, but I should have at least a Post-it note around here. And I did find that these are pretty easy to line up. However, most of you know that I like to actually die cut my pieces first and then set it up with my Stamparatus to cut, unless I'm just cutting one piece like this one. I'm just going to take a chance and not tape that. Let's see how we do. Okay, something happened to my phone here. Where are you guys? All right, I hope we're still working. For some reason, it went away. Okay, it looks like I'm still here. Okay, good. All right, there we go. See how cool that is? And what I really like about this is, you know how many times you want a dark tag, or yeah, you want a tag that's going to really pop on your card, which this one needed dark because it's on a white background. So I would have normally had to emboss a white saying on there. Now I don't, because I can just pop that on there, and I don't have this square rectangle piece that takes away from it. So I just think that this is such a great idea. Lisa Curcio helped to design this as probably her $2 or $3 million set. I don't know. I'm not sure where she's at by now. She's quite a go-getter. Okay, so we need some dimensionals, and they're hidden as well. Looks like I grabbed baby ones, but that's okay. All right. And before I show you the next two cards, I'm going to, oh, that's sliding off of there. I don't want to forget something. I mentioned earlier that the kit collections were still on sale, buy one get one. Excuse me. And I don't want you to, I wanted to show you a set that is really cool. So there's that. You can add some pearls to that if you want, but that's just so gorgeous. Okay. All right. Stopping for a second. I got to show you this kit. So I don't know how many of you may have, when this kit came out, it sold out like immediately. And fortunately, it came back in time for the kit sale. This is one of the most expensive kits that we have. I believe it's $25. So this is one that you definitely want to get for your half price item. But you might want to get a couple, because when you see how gorgeous they are, you see these pieces that lay together and create this stunning card. And backgrounds that are just yummy. Somebody said, oh, they look like they're for kids. You know what? I could send this card to anybody. It is so gorgeous. And I believe that you pop this up on here so that you even see that shadowed look underneath there. And then you have the one with the cake, and it's the same way with the glittery background. They're just so pretty. And so that's definitely one you'll want to grab. The color with this is Coastal Cabana. Great stamp set with birthday sayings. Of course, your block and all of that. So make sure you grab that kit and tell your friends about it, because if you have especially non-stamping friends who would just like to get creative, this is a great kit for them. It's a great one to give as a gift. It's a great one to finish and give the cards as a gift. Okay, the next card is, and again, this is all thanks to Jody, who I got started watching this morning while I was trying to decide what to do today. I'm using fresh Freesia. And I'm just going to add a little color to this one, give it a pop of color with my fresh Freesia ink and my blending brush. So I'm just going to do circular motion, check it out there to see how much ink. I think my pad's pretty dry, so I don't think I'm going to need to take too much off. And then I'm just going to give some shading on the edges here. If you want an ombre look, every time you start, you want to start here at the edge and then just work your way in so that it's lighter the far away that you move. It's actually better if your pad is not real inky when you do this, because it's easier to go over it a couple times than it is to have a big smudge right in the middle of what you're working on. So I'm not upset that it's not very inky, but I definitely need to remember to re-ink it before we use it for stamping. Let's do one more because I want to spread it just a little further down there. Okay, so there we go. That done. And then I'm going to use my stamp set again, and I'm going to use this tag from the contour dies. And let's see what will fit on here. Maybe the thank you. It's good luck. I did stamp them over here so I could see what they look like. Here it is. That helps me find it a little quicker. And that's going to barely fit, but I think it might be okay. Let me just grab that up, get some ink. Again, I'm going to rub it a little bit on the black pad because the black pad is firm. And because of the mesh on there, or whatever it's called, you definitely want to move your stamp around when you ink it. I know you guys know that. There we go. Okay, and I'm not going to smear that, but we'll go ahead and put the rest of the card together first. And I liked how she took a piece of this, and I actually cut this so that the dots were right on the edge. And I am going to, this is going to be my piece that goes next. I'm going to put this right on those dots. And then, where's my glue? This will go on my card here. I'm going to try to make sure this corner and this corner are the same. And that's might not be totally possible, but hopefully close. And then this will go next. So what are you guys stamping today? That's fun. Are you making cards for somebody special? How many of you made your own Father's Day cards? I'd love to know. All right, I do want to grab the bigger dimensionals. Give me a sec here. Sometimes those little ones are tedious if you need over a large space, right? You don't want to put 100 of those on when you can put 3 of these on. And let's see, where do I want to stick that? I'll stick that over here. Want that scallop off the edge just a little bit. And then I am going to add a little bit of this gorgeous Freesia ribbon. We'll just do a little bow here. I want to show you a trick that I learned. Now this is starting to get empty, but I've been just, you know how what a pain it is to get these plastic things off of your ribbon? I've just been scooting my scissors or something sharp under there and pulling out the end and just leaving this on here so that it doesn't go rolling everywhere and unraveling. And like I said, it's getting low, so the plastic is getting loose, but that has really been nice. It's really helped. So in case you didn't know that or didn't see that before, we have to have a perfect ribbon, right? Sometimes it doesn't turn the right way. I saw a lady demoing making a ribbon, a bow on her on Creativity Now, on the Stampin' Up! Event, and she made the most beautiful ribbon. And she like took her fingers and stuck them in here, and yeah, I can't, my thing's not big enough, or my fingers are too big, but she stuck them in here, and then she scooted this, and she just made the most perfect bow. I'm way too impatient for that, so let me grab a glue dot here. All right, just gonna pop that right on there, and that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I'm having issues today. My screen went blank, and I realized I probably should have zoomed that in a little bit for you, but can you see the shading of the purple there? Yum, it's so fun. Okay, the last one, this one, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I'm going to try to give you some tips on how to do this. And I shouldn't be giving you tips because this is the first time I've done it. Okay, but let me show you the card first. So this little card opens up like this, and check out, it has this window sheet on the top, and then it has another layer that opens like this. Okay. It's really pretty quick and easy. There's a few layers, and I'm going to try to show you how I cut those to make it really easy. Okay. All right. So it takes a regular sheet of cardstock, so 8.5 by 5.5. And of course, I just put that away. We'll fold that. We're going to grab our cutter, and we're going to put this over at 1, which is, I love, love, love this new cutter, in case you don't know that already, because it provides support right here. So it stays straight the whole way over, and it has measurements up to 1.5 inches over here. So when I'm just doing a small amount, I love using this side. Okay, so I want this at 1 inch, and I'm going to place my cutter at the 4.25 inch mark, and I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to just flip it around. You can do it however you want, but I'm going to keep it at the 1 inch mark. And of course I want to cut down here, so now I'm going to come down to the 4.25 inch mark again, and I'm going to cut this direction so that now I have all this cut at the edge. And it does look like I need a new blade here. I thought this was my one with the fresh blade, but evidently not, so it's hairy. I need to make sure I go do that right away. I'm just going to snip off these edges because I hate hairy paper. Unless I want it to be that way, right? Unless you take your scissors and actually make it like that. All right, so I do need that one more time. So now I want to show you, like, when I went to cut, let's see, I want to keep the sample here. So we know these are 1 inch on the sides, okay? And I want a little bit of black, a little bit of green showing. So that means I don't want this much showing, all right? So we know that that's 1/4 inch less. So I want to go a little less. I'm going to go 1/8 inch less. So I had this piece of black paper, and I'm hoping this comes out right. It's 4 1/8 by 5 1/8. That should do all my black that I need. Okay, so I'm going to take it. 4 1/8 is this way. So just 1/8 inch down from 4 1/4, which is the width of the whole card. And I'm going to cut it. So these pieces are 1 inch. So I need a 7/8 inch piece. So I'm going to cut that one. And then I need another 7/8 inch piece for the other side. So I'm going to cut that one. And hopefully, if I did the math right, this piece should fit right in the center here. Ta-da! So perfect match. So there's the magic measurement, 4 1/8 by 5 1/8, and that will cut all those pieces on the front. Now, I'm not going to give you all the rest of the measurements. That's the hardest because that's the most. So now all you need to know is measure this, which will be 4 1/8 by, I'll tell you that part. I'll give you that one. By 3 3/8. Okay. So it's now 3 3/8 inch wide. So you're going to go down for these pieces. You're going to go down 1 more 1/8 inch, which means if we cut this at 7/8, the black piece is 7/8, this one's going to be 3/4. I'm just trying to teach you rather than just giving you measurements, because I designed this card just by looking at a picture. I didn't design it. I made the card by looking at a picture and going like, okay, I have to figure out my measurements here. So I'm just trying to help you to figure out how to go ahead and figure that out yourself. So we went from 1 inch wide to 7/8 wide, and then our designer paper will be 3/4 wide. So you're going down. And if you look on your cutter here, let me grab a pen. So the 1 inch mark is here. So the 3 marks here are 1/4 inch marks, which means halfway in between each of those is 1/8. This cutter actually gives 16ths. So each line is a 16th. Okay. So if you're measuring, 2 of those little marks are 1/8. All right. So little math lesson today. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. So a couple other things with this card. Window sheets. What if you don't have any window sheets? You know how when you open your photopolymer stamps and they're between two sheets of plastic? And I take mine off now and stick them in my case so that I don't have to deal with peeling off plastic constantly, now that Stampin' Up! Has put the design in the back of it so that you know exactly where it goes. So now I have all of these sheets that I save, and it's like, what am I going to do with them? Well, they are perfect window sheets, but if you notice, they have lots of marks on them, right? So I don't remember who gave me this tip. I think Karen Bound. I want to give credit where credit is due. But she said take alcohol, so just regular old rubbing alcohol and on a paper towel and just rub over this. When I did it, I was spilling alcohol everywhere, so it was quite wet. And just give it a little buff, and that will take all of those marks away. And let's see if I can show you here. Now there's still a few little scratchy marks on there, but you know, your card's probably going to get that anyways. But yeah, I think it looks way better than it did. And now I can cut this down. And I will tell you, that goes just on the front, okay? So I cut it long enough to just go from here to here because I really needed this black piece to stick down in order to hold this in place, okay? Because it's just holding on that strip. So when I glued my black piece down, it looked like this. So it was about halfway. Hoping you can see that. It was about halfway on the black piece there. About like that. So, and of course it was right there. It was covering the top and the bottom. But I put adhesive here and here so that one side would stick to the window sheet and one side would stick to that 1-inch strip on the front of my card. Okay? So I hope that helps. And then once that piece is done, then you'll cut your layer here to go inside of the black piece that we already cut. And then for the inside, it's just a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of white with 2 1-inch strips of designer paper, just to give the inside. So the whole card is so decorated, even though it took only seconds to make because I didn't have to like color anything. It was just cutting paper. So, and of course cutting a little word, but, and then I used our new in colored baker's twine to accent that. All right, I think that's everything. Let me just show you the cards we did again today so that in case you want to do a little screenshot so that you have those. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks, Carol. I love doing it. I'm going to have to do that again, maybe for a class. So, all right, ladies, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and God bless you.